So the first thing I need to say is when it comes to drawing your brows, you need patience. I mean, if you rush it, you get what you get. Garbage in, garbage out. So you need the patience to draw your brows. For me, I feel like brows is the most important step of makeup. And the first thing I notice about people or their makeup is their brows. I feel like the brows defines the whole face and just makes your makeup, I feel like it makes or breaks your makeup basically. So if I feel like I need to get to somewhere or I'm in a hurry and have a little time to draw my brows, I would not just bother my brows at all. Like, I don't know, I'd rather just go barefaced than, draw something on my brows that I would not like. It's the brows for me. So it's either that or nothing. For this tutorial, you will need 2 pencils, a regular pencil and a brow base. You also need 2 concealers, one that is 1 shade lighter and another that is 2 shades lighter than your skin tone. You need a flat brush, to apply your concealer, and then you need a buffing brush to blend out the concealer. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you also need a brow wax to keep your hair in place. My brow wax is currently finished, so I'm using the one for the hair right now, but I mean it works for me, so that's fine. So I just put some of it at the back of my hand here, the brow wax, and I applied this on my brows to keep my hair in place. I've used the got2b glue on my brows before and it did not work for me, but this just works. Like the got2b glue is a bit too oily, so it doesn't work for my brows. I also tend to get really oily around my T-zones, especially around my brows. So when I use something oily, it kind of like backfires and I get really oily and my brows start to cling. So I don't like to use anything that's oily on my brows. Before you start with your brows, you want to make sure you have a clean brows, in the sense that you want to make sure that you have tweezed your brows or shaping your brows, because that also determines how clean you want your brows to look. I already did my brows, I already cleaned my brows a few days ago, so I don't need to do that right now. So I also prefer to do my brows after I have done my face. I know some people like to do their brows before their face, but for me, I feel like after I must have done my brows, I don't want to go anywhere close to it to ruin it. Imagine spending so much time on your brows only for you to come back with foundation later and then it gets cleaned up or something like that. So I like to do my brows last and I make sure that it is perfect and I'm done with my face. Another thing you want to do is you want to work with a sharp pencil. This is why I like to use a regular pencil, because regular pencil, I can sharpen it as much as I want and then I don't worry about my money being wasted or something like that. So this regular pencil is not so expensive and I can sharpen it every second. So you want to work with a sharp pencil to outline your brows. So you want to draw this really close to your brow hair. It's more like a sketch of how you want your brow to look. So, and this is why I like to use like a very sharp pencil, because I feel like with a sharp pencil I can draw like a very clean, precise line. For the top part, you don't want to start from the beginning of your brows. You want to start somewhere close, like somewhere around the middle, but not at the middle here. I'm doing this because I want my brows to look natural. I don't want to look too fake, so I'm going to make it look like it's like my natural brows. Another reason why I like to use really sharp pencil is because the top of my brows, I don't like to go back with concealer to clean it. I find that when I do that, I tend to ruin my brows. So I like to use a very sharp pencil, take my time, draw a clean line at the top part, so that way I don't have to come back with concealer to make a sharp, precise line again. I only find it easier to do it on other people's faces, but for me, I find that when I go back with my concealer to kind of like clean the top of my brows, I end up ruining my brows. So I try to make a clean line as much as possible, that I don't need to go back to my brows to do a lot of cleaning, if you know what I mean. Now you want to fill in your brows, and now I'm going to use the same sharp pencil that I use. I'm going to use it to fill the end part of my brows in a stroke-like motion. Don't be scared to sharpen your pencil as much as you want. I'm going to go back again to shaping my pencil because it's kind of getting blunt already. So once I'm done with the end part of my brows, I'm going to go in with my brow wiz. This brow wiz is very light, is medium brown. Basically it's a medium brown pencil. This one I use to outline my brows is like a darker brown pencil. So I'm using a medium brown pencil now to, you know, fill in the front part, the beginning part of my brows. That way I get like a softer effect. It looks very natural. It's like my natural hair growing from my skin, if you know what I mean. And I'm just filling this up. So once I'm done with that, I'm just going to brush off the excess pencil from my brows. This pencil also has like a, you know, what's it called, a wand that I can use to just like brush it off. Brush off in upwards motion. So to conceal my brows, I use 2 shades of concealer. I use one that is 2 shades lighter than my skin tone to conceal the inner part of my brows, the arc here. And then I use the one that is 1 shade lighter than my skin tone to conceal the inner part and the outer part of my brows. And why do I do this? The arc of my brows, the inner part of my brows, where I draw my arc, I want it to be very obvious. So that's why I use 2 shades lighter, and then the one in and out, I want it to blend seamlessly into my skin, and that's why I use that shade of concealer. So I've already put 2 shades of the concealer at the back of my hand here. I'm going to start with the arc first. Guys, you want to be careful and take your time. Another reason why I like to draw my brows really this long is because once I am through, or once I'm concealing, I'm able to just like cut out the brows and I have like a clean, sharp line at the end here. Just dragging down the concealer to my crease for easy blending. And then I took a tissue to just clean my concealer brush, and then I'm going to go in with the concealer that is 1 shade darker. Cut the brows. As you can see, I have a sharp line now. You can make it sharper even and just still go in again, and then just pull this down as well. I'm also doing the inner part of my brows now. I'm trying to make sure that I have a clean line. So once I'm done with this, I'm going to take my buffing brush to just blend out the concealer seamlessly into my crease. So I start from the outer part first, and then I move into the concealer. For this part, I use my finger to just like blend this into my skin. Then I'll take a light shade of powder to just, set under my eye. So what I'm doing now is I'm setting my concealer so that it doesn't move around the place. You always want to set your face after any liquid or stick foundation. So now you want to look at both brows to make sure they look alike. Your brows are sisters, not twins. I know you've heard this a lot. But I mean, for every part of our body, our eye is even. One eye is bigger than the other, one ear is bigger than the other, one hand is bigger than the other, one foot is bigger than the other. So it cannot look exactly alike, but you want to try to make sure they look identical, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to go in with the concealer that is one shade darker, the one I use for the front part and the end part. I'm going to use that to just clean the top of my brows a bit. My brows look perfect, but I'm a perfectionist, so I want to just go in a bit again to just do some finishing touches. So very little. I'm even going to rub the excess concealer on my palm so it's not too much, and then you want to just clean. So that's pretty much it. I did not do too much. I only tried to clean my brows so that it looks perfect. Now that I have my brows good, to make it look even more perfect, I'm going to just do a quick eyeshadow, something light, not too loud. So guys, I've gone ahead to, put on my eyeshadow, fix my lashes, my highlights and everything. And the thing with eye makeup is that the brows complements the eyeshadow, and then the lashes and everything just comes out looking good all together. I know for newbies this might look a little bit too much, I understand, but just watch this video over and over again and you will get the hang of it. The thing with brows is you need to practice over and over again to understand your brows, how it works. I mean, guys, I've been drawing my brows for 11 years right now. Crazy. I kind of like mastered the art of my brows. I kind of know what works for me. I've been through it, guys. I've been through the bad, the good, the ugly. So right now it's kind of like a walk in the park for me. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys found this video very helpful. If you did, please don't forget to give it a like, share, subscribe, and with that being said, until next time, bye.